actually so scared to start this video. We need to talk because I have some tea. It's hoodie season. Hi guys, it's Rachel and welcome back to today's video. In today's video, we are letting a colour wheel, a random colour generator, pick the books I'm going to read for a certain amount of length of time. I think just over a week when I start filming this video. I am actually currently in the middle of a book that I'm really enjoying and don't really want to put on hold. So if we could get the colours pink, blue or white in the first spin, that would be great, because I'm currently in the middle of Cleopatra and Frankenstein by Coco Mellors, which I'm really enjoying, and I don't want to put on hold for a second time because I've already put this book down once and I don't want to put it down again. So I'm really hoping that I can read this one. So my rules for this one, because I've seen different people kind of take on this sort of challenge. Some people need it to be the complete cover, the complete spine, or maybe just a little bit of the cover from the colour generator, and I'm just going to play it by ear. I do want to try and get my October TBR within this video, and I have quite a few books left on my October TBR to try and fit in this video. So hopefully this colour spinner wheel will be nice to me. I have spun it a few times already just to kind of like see what the vibe's going to be, and I don't know whether to go for like a website where you just refresh and it gives you like a block colour, or whether to go for a wheel. I think I'm going to go for a wheel. So I've got a random colour wheel up. It has quite a lot of colours on it, as you can see. I'm just gonna hope, I think as long as the cover has predominantly that colour on it, like if I get yellow and I really want to like read a certain book but only like the sun on the illustration is yellow, I'm not gonna obviously say that's a yellow book. But as long as the colours are predominantly on there, so for me this book is very much pink, blue and white. Hopefully, are you listening to me, wheel? Hopefully we get blue, pink or white. Phones can listen to you these days, so can I please have pink, blue or white? Thank you very much. Okay, first spin. I'm scared. I'm really scared. I think this is scared I've most been for any video that I filmed recently. Oh god, I'm actually really scared. Can you see that? What is it? Oh, thank you, phone. Oh my god, it says blue. There is a darker blue, there's like a deep blue as well, but I'm just gonna go for it. So the first book, yay, we'll be reading in this vlog is Cleopatra and Frankenstein by Coco Mellors, and I'm so excited. I have reread the first chapter twice now in this book, and every time I've read the first chapter, I'm like, this book is giving 5-star feeling. I am obsessed with Cleo and Frank. So basically this book, if you don't know, it follows Cleo and Frank, and they meet randomly one night on New Year's Eve in New York City, and Frank offers to walk Cleo home, and they start up a budding relationship. Cleo is a struggling artist in New York City, and her visa in America is about to run out. And Frank is an older man, about 15-20 years older than Cleo, and very much just kind of like living day to day, has no kind of like responsibilities, and they end up getting married. So the first chapter follows them meeting for the first time, which I'm absolutely obsessed with. I've tabbed up and written in it so much already. Like, I'm actually obsessed with these two. And then the second chapter is their wedding. So I have no idea how this book's going to pan out over the next like 300 pages. But I'm excited to find out, because if the first chapter is as good as the rest of the books, then I'm in for a treat and I'm really excited. So this is the first book that I'm going to read for this vlog. Hopefully we'll read like 2 or 3 in this video. I'm very much in the reading mood at the minute, so hopefully I can read quite a lot. But yeah, oh my god, thank you phone for being so kind to me. I don't really care what you do to me from now on out, because I just needed to get Cleopatra and Frankenstein on this video, in this TBR, etc, and I'm very excited that it has. So I'll keep you posted on how I'm feeling about it. I started it yesterday, I'm only 38 pages into it, so I'm basically starting from scratch, but I'm loving it and I'm really excited to continue on. But yeah, I'll keep you posted. I'm so excited. We need to talk because I have some tea It's now currently Monday and I've made it to the 200 page mark of Cleopatra and Frankenstein, and I am so disappointed in this book. I really thought this book had 5-star potential after that first chapter, and I still love that first chapter so much. I really fell for the characters instantly, but since then my love for this book has gone downhill and downhill and downhill. And I was actually quite shocked at how I felt about this book after loving the first chapter so much, so I went on to Goodreads to see what other people kind of thought about this book, and I didn't realise how much this book has quite polarising opinions. Either people love it or people find it really mediocre, and I'm definitely in the latter category for that. When you read a book called Cleopatra and Frankenstein and it has two main characters' names in the title, you would expect the book to be about the two main characters, and it very much is. About 70% of the time, 65 maybe. And the rest of the time you're following a lot of side characters' plot lines, and you're following Cleo's best friend Quentin and Frank's little sister Zoe and Frank's best friend, and like all these plots and side characters that I just don't care about, and the only characters and chapters I do care about are the chapters where you get the perspective of Cleo or Frank. And other than that, I just find this book like really kind of like draining to read. It's quite a heavy topic book. So therefore there are trigger warnings such as suicide and drug abuse and drug overdose, and it's just quite a heavy book, and it does take me quite a lot of time to read this book because of that. So when a lot of the chapters are about deep and dark topics on characters that you don't really care about, it's quite difficult to read. I am still enjoying tabbing up though, which is a really interesting kind of perspective, because I'm enjoying the writing style but I'm not enjoying the characters, and that rarely happens to me. If I don't enjoy the book, it's because I'm not liking the writing style. So the fact that I like the writing style but not the characters is like a really interesting kind of like idea for me to wrap my head around. But yeah, I'm not really loving it, but I've only got 150 pages left of this, and I'm really hoping I can get this finished today so I can move on to my next book, because I just need some lightheartedness next after the heavier topic to contemporary I was expecting it to be. So yes, let's spin a wheel, get myself motivated for my next book and figure out what my next pick is going to be. So let's spin the colour wheel for the second time. We have got, what is that, orange, honey. Okay, I can do honey, I think. So obviously I want to try and get more books off my October TBR. This is my October TBR. And then if all else fails, I'll have to go to my end of year TBR. But looking at my October TBR, I think Carrie Soto's Back can fit that kind of category of honey. But I had to get it from the library, because if you remember the chaos of my October TBR, it was a lot of library books this month, and Carrie Soto was one of the books that I was going to read from my library. Luckily, Carrie Soto's Back is available right now, so I'm going to put a hold on it right now. Got Carrie Soto's Back as an ebook. That's very much your like honey sort of colour, I hope anyway. It's very much your orange and then kind of fades into blue. But I'm also going to see, because a lot of Taya Jenkins Reid books tend to be on Everand as audiobooks, I'm just going to see if Carrie Soto is on there. It is. Ooh, okay, what I could do is listen to Carrie Soto's Back. I think, no, never mind. It's the German version. Why does Scribd and Everand used to do this? Like, surely they should know what country I'm in to not give me options for German audiobooks. Okay, so Carrie Soto isn't available on Everand. I was going to say I could use that as an audiobook to and from work this week and then pick an actual physical book. No, it isn't. Okay, so ebook it is on my phone, which might be quite handy because I'm travelling a lot this week. So having an ebook on my phone might come in quite handy. I'm scared about this book. This was a book that I didn't really want to put on my TBR, but I kind of had to. How many pages is it? 390. Not horrendous, but not great. We'll see how we go. Okay, so my next book is going to be Carrie Soto's Back. It was on my October TBR, so like, I can't complain too much. And it might just be a nice, easier book to read after the intensity of this one. So yes, I'll keep you posted. Hopefully I'll come in and finish this one today. Fingers crossed, because I'm ready to be done with it. I just feel so disappointed in this book. I just wanted to love it so much, and yeah, it just hasn't lived up to my hype that I had in my head. But hey, that first chapter was so misleading. Oh, so annoying. It's getting to that time of year now where the blinds are down as soon as I get home from work, the lights are on. It's getting to winter, but it is Tuesday, and yesterday I did manage to finish Cleopatra and Frankenstein by Coco Mellors, giving it a 3-star. I was thinking it was going to come out at 2.5. I put it through Core Pile, and I can't really forget the fact that the first 100 pages were so exciting for me, and I was slightly obsessed with the book at the very beginning. So I think a 3-star is only valid. But yeah, sadly, this book let me down on so many different levels, but I won't kind of like rant about it any longer. I'm just glad to be finished with it. And then obviously I went into Carrie Soto's Back by Taylor Jenkins Reid, which I'm reading on my phone, which is so bizarre. I haven't read anything on my phone since I got my Kindle in like July. So reading something on my phone is very strange, but I'm really enjoying Carrie Soto's Back. And I read 45 pages of it yesterday evening, and I read a little bit on my lunch break today, and I'm now 62 pages into it. This writing style is so addictive. I'm just constantly like turning the page. It's very kind of like fast-paced, action-packed, because Carrie Soto is a like world-renowned tennis player. I feel like everyone knows what this book is about, and you follow her kind of like growing up and becoming this really strong, powerful tennis player, and then obviously kind of starting to win championships and Wimbledon and stuff like that. So it's really interesting to kind of have like the whole timeline of her childhood, and I'm assuming leading up to when she decides to retire and then come back, because the main kind of premise of the plot is that she's currently retired and she's watching a tennis match with her father, who kind of helped train her all these years, and she decides to come out of retirement to try and win another title. So I'm only like 60 pages into it, but really enjoying it so far. I'm hoping to read quite a bit more this evening, but Bake Off is on tonight because Bake Off season is back, so I'm not sure exactly how much I'm going to get read, but I'm really hoping I can get at least to page 200, which would be another 140 pages. Maybe it's doable. It's so quick to read. I'm flying through it. The chapters are short, so it's really making me want to keep reading it. So it's one of the quicker books I've read so far this month, especially after such a kind of like draining book. So it's really nice change of pace, and I'm really enjoying it. So that's the update. I'll keep you posted. But happy Tuesday. It's hoodie season. Oh, I've missed this thing. So cozy. Let's go read. Happy Friday! I'm in a very good mood today because 1, I finished another book, yay, and 2, I'm seeing Aston again tonight. Meet and greet before the show and then his solo tour afterwards. I'm very excited. I'm all glammed up. I'm wearing his merch with some leggings because I wanted to be comfy and cozy today. So yes, that is the outfit. I have my bag, and in my bag is my Kindle because I am going to Aston's tour solo, so I feel like I might have a bit of reading time in the queue, slash waiting for him to come on. So I thought I'd carry my Kindle, so that is all packed in my bag. But thoughts on Carrie Soto. I really enjoyed it. I have given it a 4-star overall. I think the ending was a little bit abrupt. Like, I wish there was just like a few more chapters, just kind of like even out the playing field and just kind of like end the book nicely. But I didn't particularly like how it ended. It was a little bit too abruptly, but I loved the characters. I just loved how like fast-paced and like action-packed it was. I don't have any interest in tennis. I didn't really know what she was talking about half the time, but I was very invested in the story. I was very addicted to constantly turning the page to see if Carrie Soto was going to make her ultimate comeback. And I just overall really enjoyed it. There isn't actually that much substance in the book. It basically is Carrie Soto fighting for her title again after being in retirement for 5 years and then coming out of it, training with her father, who is her coach. And yeah, it's just a really well done story for something so simple to be that addictive. Like, high praise to Taylor Jenkins Reid for sure. Definitely one of my higher rated Taylor Jenkins Reid books. So out of all the Taylor Jenkins Reid books I have read Seven Husbands, After I Do, Malibu Rising, and now Carrie Soto, as well as One True Love. So I'm getting through her backlist for sure. My favourites are definitely After I Do, and I think now Carrie Soto. After I Do is also amazing, but I haven't read that one in a while, so I'd like to reread that. So yeah, overall a really successful book, and even though that book wasn't really on my TBR in terms of like I had to put it on for the sake of the prompt, I'm glad I finally got around to reading it. So yay for that. And this morning you would have seen I spun for my next colour and I got indigo. So I'm going to be reading another book off my October TBR, and it's on my Kindle, thank God. Like the gods are in my favour this morning, because I'm going to be reading The Last Housewife by Ashley Winstead, which is kind of like a really dark blue, kind of like purpley undertone cover. So I'm going to count that as indigo and read that book next. It's a thriller, and other than that, I have no idea what this book's about, but I do know that people love it. So I'm going to start that one on the train to see Aston, and then hopefully in the queue line a little bit, and then on the train back, because I'm going solo, so I'm not going to have any train company either. So that's the next book I'm going to start, and hopefully I will finish it before ending this vlog on Monday, so I've got the weekend to read it. So that's the update. I'm actually going to have lunch now, and then I'm pretty much leaving to go see Aston. So yeah, I'm so excited. I can't wait. Yay, happy Friday to me. Now Monday the 21st of October, and I am in the middle of my last read for this reading vlog, The Last Housewife by Ashley Winstead. I didn't read anything on the Friday when I last updated you saying I was going to Aston, which by the way was absolutely incredible. So happy that happened once again, and now I have no more JLS/Soto Aston dates in my calendar, which makes me so sad, but it's fine, I think. But on Saturday I was also really busy. Not only did I get up early to get my next flu jab for the next upcoming season, I also spent a day with my sister and her boyfriend and Mark doing a little double date, which we try and do at least once a year, hopefully maybe twice. And this time it was brunch in Camden, and then going to Lane 7, which had arcade games and bowling, and it was just a hell of a lot of fun. So I didn't really read much that day, because when we got home it was then F1 of Austin, Texas, which meant a very, very late night. So I fell asleep on a sofa reading, trying to stay up with Mark to watch the F1, which didn't really happen, but I read 29 pages of The Last Housewife, and I was intrigued from the minute I started reading it. This book basically follows our main character Shay, told in her perspective, when she is listening to one of her favourite true crime podcasts. She realises that her best friend from college has passed away, and the police are putting it down to suicide, but she knows a lot of dark truths about her time being best friends with Laurel, who's the one who passed away. That maybe suicide isn't the answer, maybe there was something more to it, maybe she was murdered. So she ends up going back to her college town and meeting up with the podcast host and trying to figure out the investigation on what happened to Laurel. And whilst you're reading it as a reader, you kind of like get hints to something more sinister happening whilst they're at college, to maybe be the foreshadowing as to why Laurel has been murdered per se, rather than it being a suicide. So I'm really, really interested in this book. I'm really, really enjoying it. I didn't really know what to expect going into it, but I am really liking it. It's definitely got me hooked. It's kept me intrigued. I like the writing style. The chapters are ever so slightly a little bit too long, but that's fine because you get transcripts of the podcast as well, so readers like divide it up quite nicely. And yesterday evening, once I finally had a chill day at home after the chaos of Friday and Saturday back to back, I managed to read 103 pages of The Last Housewife. So I'm now about 130 pages into it. It's a 400-page book, so I don't think I'll be finishing this book before signing off this vlog, but I'm going to try and get to at least like the halfway mark for you guys before signing off this vlog. But yeah, I am really enjoying it, very much surprised by it. So I'm just going to carry on reading that as much as I can today over my lunch break and into the evening, and then I'll keep you posted. I'll update you on what my kind of like midway thoughts are, and I'll sign off this vlog. So yeah, I'm excited to like delve back into it and see kind of what Shay gets up to, because I left it on a cliffhanger falling asleep last night in bed. So yeah, I'm excited. Okay. This book is not for the faint of heart. It's actually really disturbing, and I personally, if you're interested in it, look up your own trigger warnings and whether you're going to be able to cope with it, because it is dark, it is disturbing, it is difficult to read, it's messed up, it's really, really fucked up. But it's like really captivating in the most disturbing way. And I've got about 42% of the way through, so I didn't quite make it to the halfway mark before needing to sign off this vlog, but I do need to sign off this vlog. So if you enjoyed this video, my camera battery died. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a massive thumbs up and subscribe down below to see future content from me. I do anything from weekly reading vlogs, challenge videos, monthly TBRs, monthly wrap-ups, and any other push content that you can think of. I have it on this channel. I also currently have my Walt Disney World vlog series going up every Sunday, so make sure you subscribe so you don't miss those as well. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys.